Why would Mr. Host not have the second phone if there were two phones in one bag? And if you're doing investigations, why would you not want to take a clear picture of that accused person? Okay, and he showed Zungu a photo, and when Zungu saw the photo, he was like, yes, that's the Fiso Wuhle I'm talking about. He was involved, and Makubo said there's no way. He's been waiting to come and give a confession as to how he killed Senzo. Why didn't he do it the year prior when he was interrogated about it? Exactly. The story that she's trying to sell to us is a lie.
And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a 10. Like Daddy, Stacy. All of the Barbies is pretty. Damn, all of the bodies is bad.
Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mngomezulu, also known as Bear. On all social media platforms, do subscribe, be a part of this family, and if you're returning subby, welcome back, darling. Before we get into the video, please like this video, please comment with your thoughts on this case. If you are following it, I'd really be interested in knowing, and the likes is just so that I can reach a greater audience, so that I can make money. Okay. Anyway, let us get into the proceedings for the 19th of April, which is today. And in all honesty, I should have just waited yesterday and included today's proceedings, but oh well, I was just too excited. I wanted to record, and today I'm back with the proceedings for today. So let's get right into the video. Okay, before the court proceeded, we were basically touching on the issue of the speaker that was brought into court. Mnisi, if you remember, yesterday wanted to go back to the record to have it played so that he can prove that Mr. Host was indeed fibbing, I'll say fibbing, or mistaken when he says that he had said that all accused were in communication, and that is what he picked up from the phone investigation. So the person with the speaker was asked to come back on Tuesday when Mr. Host is available so that everybody can listen to the record. Now a new witness was called, and this witness, I didn't get his name, I think it was Tsiye, if I'm not mistaken, who has 15 years service in the police, and he basically testified with regards to the DNA that was taken from two of the accused, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and he testified that on a specific date, I think he said it was the 30th of June, he was called by Ukininda to meet at Sun City Prison to take some swabs from accused number 3. He described the process that he followed when taking this DNA, and he then says that after taking the DNA from the accused, he then handed over the exhibits or the bags that were sealed to Mogola. The same process was followed with regards to accused number 4, and he said that basically he followed the same process, got the DNA, sealed the bags, and gave them to Mogola as well. There was just one issue that was picked up during cross-examination, and that was with regards to the ID number of accused number 4, where there was one number that was a bit off on the ID number. Ngumalo confirmed this with accused number 4, and this particular witness then says, no, criminals have a tendency of giving us the wrong details. And my thing is, why are you calling people criminals? Why are you calling people criminals? So it was corrected. The judge did say he should not be calling them criminals, and he says no, but they do have a tendency of giving the wrong information. And Ngumalo says this is not the case with my client, because as you can tell, the date of birth is incorrect. However, the ID number is exactly what you have given us, so it's just a mistake in the date of birth. So basically the other defense counsels didn't have any cross-examination for this witness, and right after that witness was done, there was nothing much to the evidence of Mr. Tsiye, to be quite honest. And the only thing that I found interesting is the fact that he did these samples but was never given feedback as to the results or the outcome of the samples that he had taken. The next evidence that Baloyi called is Miss Mogola. Yet again, she's back, and she was here to testify with regards to that, and as well as on accused number 1's phone seizure as well. When she laid her evidence, she let us know that when accused number 1 was arrested, he was arrested with 2 cell phones. It was a Samsung Silver, I think she said it was a Prime Plus, as well as an unknown black cell phone, which was placed in a bag and taken to Ayrton. That cell phone was apparently or allegedly put in a safe, and then the following day they did further investigations where she says she took the phone, I think, out of the safe, did investigations with the accused, and then went to go book him at Tembisa police station, where she then wrote up this exhibit, the 2 phones in the SAP-13, as well as the ammunition that he was allegedly found with that day when they went to go search his room. She continued leading the evidence, confirming the evidence of Mr. Tsiye, who says that yes, indeed, they did go to Sun City Prison. She did collect the swabs from Mr. Tsiye. She did collect the swabs for accused number 3 as well as number 4 on the dates that she had stipulated, and that was basically the evidence that she led with regards to accused number 1 and the swabs that were taken from accused number 3 and 4. She then says that on the 17th of June, there was DNA that was taken from Danzi, and she received a bag from Mohane with Danzi's DNA, for which she also took to get tested. And during the cross-examination of Mngomezulu, we did see Undanzi clearly denying this little statement about the DNA, but we will get into that obviously when Ramusipile cross-examines Ms. Mogola. When Mngomezulu commenced his cross-examination, it's interesting how he started, because he referred the witness to the evidence that she laid in the trial within a trial, and he says that he remembers that he didn't put this to the witness, that it was not the first time that accused number 1 was arrested on the Senzo Meyiwa case on the 30th of May 2020, but he was arrested the year prior, which is in 2019 in March. When Mngomezulu puts this question to the witness if she was aware that the accused was arrested in 2019, she says she is aware, and Mngomezulu asked the officers who arrested him, and she does mention Mudau and Baloy. And then she also goes on to say that when accused number 1 was arrested, he was arrested on a drug case in 2019 and not the Senzo Meyiwa case, of which Mngomezulu disagrees with. Mngomezulu then says the statements of the officers that arrested accused number 1, if Mogola says that they arrested him based on the Tembisa CAS 21703 of 2019, then why is it that their statements are also in CAS 636? Then during the cross-examination, Mngomezulu goes on to tell us the version of accused number 1 with regards to the interrogation that took place in 2019 in March, where General Sibiya, General Lishabane, Warrant Officer Makubo, as well as Zungu were there when he was questioned about the Senzo Meyiwa trial. An interesting story that we heard today, or version of the accused that we heard today, literally got the court on fire. So Mngomezulu explains that accused number 1 was arrested in March in 2019, where he was arrested allegedly for the Senzo Meyiwa case, and he was interrogated, and after interrogation they found that the information that they had didn't link him to this particular case. They then were set to release accused number 1. However, because they had already arrested him and had no basis of arrest, they then took him home and allegedly found drugs in his possession, then opened a case of drugs against him. Now, the question that Mngomezulu asked is if Mogola was aware if any pictures were taken of accused number 1 when he was arrested in March, and she says no, she doesn't have any pictures. And as well as the question of cell phones, were there any cell phones recovered from him when he was arrested, and she says that she does not know. Mngomezulu then refers the witness to Annexure 7 of Mr. Holz's evidence, which is a picture. We obviously don't have the advantage of seeing the pictures in court. However, from his explanation, the person in the picture is wearing a hat. So the question that Mngomezulu had, which was very, very interesting, is that like normal procedure that when the police take pictures of a suspect or anything like that, they take a picture of them wearing a hat? Or do they actually request the hat to be taken off in order for them to take? Which was an interesting question, because in the picture the accused is wearing a hat, and if you're doing investigations, why would you not want to take a clear picture of that accused person? Again, sticking to Mr. Holz's evidence, Mngomezulu then says, can you read paragraph 15.2.2 of Exhibit D5? And when she read the paragraph, it says that the number of accused number 1, and they state the cell phone number, was saved on a SIM card identified by Truecaller and section 205, and was taken at the arrest of the accused on Tembisa CAS 21703 2019, and it is a Samsung SMG 52F with EMI number, and they quote the EMI number and they quote the forensic bag number as well. Now, with this evidence, it says that there's one cell phone, which was an interesting catch from Mngomezulu, because Mogola has kept on saying in evidence that he was arrested with 2 cell phones. So why would Mr. Holz not have the second phone if there were 2 phones in one bag? He then also picks up that the bag number is not the same, and the excuse that Mogola had is that, well, when the phone goes for downloading, it might have been in a different bag, and after the downloader downloaded the phone, he put it into a new exhibit bag, but we currently do not have evidence of that before court. Now, Mngomezulu did the Lord's work today when he put a whole version of what allegedly happened in 2019 that got Muzi released by Makubo Lishabane and the works, and this is what he had to say. Accused number 1 was arrested by Mudau and Baloy. When he was arrested, he was taken in for questioning, and when he was taken in for questioning, the officers that were present were Zungu, General Sibiya, General Lishabane, and Warrant Officer Makubo. When they were basically asking him questions, they realized that he had nothing to do with the Senzo Meyiwa trial, but the main reason why they didn't believe that he had any involvement in the trial is because Zungu, who was the officer present, had said that Sibiya had the gun in Tembisa, which was used in the Senzo Meyiwa murder. And he also then says accused number 5, Fisokuhle Ntuli, has also been seen in Tembisa around the same time that this little interrogation happened. And so there's a link between these 2 people. And that's when Makubo said, are you talking about this Fisokuhle? And he showed Zungu a photo. And when Zungu saw the photo, he was like, yes, that's the Fisokuhle I'm talking about. He was involved. And Makubo said, there's no way. This is now in 2019. He says, no, there's no way that that person was in Tembisa, because I arrested that person in 2018 August. He is in jail as we speak. So the story that she's trying to sell to us is a lie. And then Sibiya was released, and Lishabane allegedly even had his hands on his head, saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to be in so much trouble, because what is the reason I'm going to say was this person's arrest. And basically that's when he was allegedly found with drugs, and then a case was opened for drugs. So Baloyi then objects to this and says it's hearsay evidence and it's not fact, and so forth and so forth. Mngomezulu then says, I'm putting it as a version, and I should put it as a version so that it is on record that I've put it to her as a version that witnesses will actually come and testify about. So another thing that Mngomezulu touched on is the fact that Sibiya allegedly said that he's been waiting to come and do this confession. This was when he was arrested in 2020, which doesn't make sense, because if he's been waiting to come and give a confession as to how he killed Senzo, why didn't he do it the year prior when he was interrogated about it? Exactly. So basically, those were the proceedings for today. Mngomezulu then asked for an adjournment because he wants to compile the 14 statements that have been brought before the court that this particular witness, Mogola, needs to answer to. So Monday, yet again, should be fireworks. I cannot wait. Hope you guys have a lovely weekend. See you next week. Bye.